So then we go from a very solid ground-based game to a series that you all at home need to be playing Flight of the Valkyries for the entire way through. It's WondaMike versus Jbot and a mechanical masterclass on the way.
Yeah, these guys are something else. And, you know, we've got a few matchups in SMUG 1 that originated because of, you know, call-outs, beef between players. There's a couple of others, namely this one and the one that will follow it, Ixo versus Dead Monster, that purely exist to leave us in awe of the mechanical ability that is on show.
Yes, for those of you that come in late on this one, be sure to inform them if you were already here that this is not a freestyle 1v1. They just play like that.
Yeah, there we already see a bit of an adaptation in the kickoff that we haven't seen already today. The half-flip kickoff on the diagonal spawn is becoming more and more popular recently. Oh, Jbot, more of an own goal on the rebound here than anything else. But, you know, this is something we did see plenty from K-Dop and Jesse. Long shots against players who are pushed up just a little bit too far.
That is a fantastic hit as well by WondaMike. So 11 seconds in, 1-1. And if we keep up this sort of record, then that game one between Jesse and K-Dop might actually come under threat. Now WondaMike taking his time. Now, I heard there was some shenanigans actually before we got ourselves started here. We lost a player for a few moments whilst he went and got some...
Oh yes, change of attire for WondaMike. I'm hoping we get a look at their player face cams at the end of games. We should be able to show you the reactions that both these players have to them. WondaMike's dressed up especially for the occasion. So yeah, just sit tight. Another 4 minutes and 18 seconds, and you'll be able to see what he's got for you guys.
It's going to be Jbot has an opportunity to try and put together what we have. What to expect from him. Power shot this time around. So far, both players kind of testing different parts of the game. Not really what we expected just yet. WondaMike now with his opportunity. He takes to the air. Will he be able to take it the whole way? I feel like that was a rhetorical question.
Just look at this speed. WondaMike straight off the ground. What a transition. And that last touch was a lot quicker than Jbot anticipated. He's going to need to get up a lot quicker for the future ones if he's going to have any chance.
So WondaMike gets the first clip. Jbot, he just wants to get himself a goal here, but didn't quite catch it. Ended up hitting beneath the ball more than through the middle of it. Instead now chooses to take it low. A fantastic in and out save though from WondaMike.
Yeah, really great job because he didn't have much boost in that position. He still got such a solid challenge on the ball. It's impressive defensively. You know, we're expecting this to be a really flashy offensive series, but hopefully we get to see more like that in defense as well. Jbot running rings around WondaMike on the respawn. So will he be able to get the ball into the net? He's playing it past him plenty times, but nothing on target so far.
Jbot. He's hitting the ball long, but he has effectively just given away possession to WondaMike. Looks for his second one. Reset gained. Goal secured.
Yeah, welcome to 1v1, everybody. You know, back in the day, it used to just be two players taking turns flicking the ball at each other. These days, not so much. This is 100% viable.
It's devolved, if you ask me, Johnny. It's devolved.
Yeah, this isn't really the style of play that yourself or myself will be showing anytime soon, Shogun, but definitely, you know, WondaMike, Jbot, this is what we come to expect from them. Who do you think is going to land the first double reset play? That was a single from WondaMike, but I've seen both of them score double reset shots before. Good flick by Jbot. 1 goal game, once again.
Jbot seems more intent on like the ground-based game right now.
Yeah.
I think if one of them is going to do it, WondaMike will attempt it first.
I think I agree with you there. WondaMike has shown already a real willingness and even a desire to make a beeline for the wall every time that he can. There's that half-flip kickoff again. Jbot opting to chip the ball at WondaMike. I don't think that's the hard counter to the play because it does still concede possession. And there you have it. WondaMike able to sweep up another open net.
WondaMike, very smart with the play he's had so far. Jbot will need to start seeing that a little bit quicker and not just handing the ball straight over to him. WondaMike.
He's done it twice. WondaMike's half-flipped on 2 diagonal kickoffs. So Jbot should already know that this is going to be something you'll see a fair amount this series. And the best counter that I've seen to it is to actually just make quite a fast turn. Pick up 1 extra boost pad and then hit the ball into your own back corner as quickly as possible. And I do mean as quickly as possible, because if you don't, you're getting demoed from behind. But whether Jbot knows about that, we'll have to wait and see. He's still able to score off the ground pretty well. That's great timing on the pop.
Now, I was on WondaMike's camera for that one, and I can only describe what I saw after the goal went in as the anger wiggles on the camera. A rare one, actually. Usually when players are frustrated, they spam the look back button. This one was just, no, I'm going to look around the entire field. I'm going to make sure I spot everything on the field.
Yeah, there's two different types of players. You know, the ones that do spam that camera look back button when they get scored on in a frustrating fashion, and the ones who throw around that right joystick. And WondaMike clearly the latter. Yeah, I'm sure we've got plenty of both watching right now. WondaMike earning fans for the way that he shakes off his frustration after getting scored on. Probably not what he was expecting today. And hopefully, you know, for his sake, not that he's going to be doing too much today. I don't want this to be a really frustrating series from him anyway, but it might turn out to be like that if Jbot can play to the level that we've seen from him recently. You know, I'd say Jbot does go into this series as the slight favorite, as he's, you know, a Salt Mine 2 main event player, albeit eliminated without winning a series. Still getting top 8 NA is impressive.
WondaMike looking for the third big play so far mechanically. He is looking on point right now, but he's going to have to be a little bit more on point. Jbot, I think this is not what many of us were expecting from him. He has just gone full fundamentals.
Yeah, I mean, in this kind of position here, well, there is no other play. He sees an open net, so he has to go for it. But even when he has had the option to choose the aerial game, he's opting for the ground game, and that could be because he respects WondaMike's aerial defense as much as he does. But we'll have to wait and see. You know, if Jbot's given a good attempt off the wall, I'm sure he can make it happen. He's got, you know, flair from the ground in plentiful amounts as well, though. So I mean, he doesn't need to play an aerial game to style on WondaMike.
Huge flick up. WondaMike again goes in and out. It's a good way to reset his car position. Now Jbot wants the low challenge. Didn't quite get it.
Well, you might have
to have the doink. Yep, stay completely still. Colin Stump, you'll be loving that one. I'm sure we do as well.
That is insane. Look at the confidence of Jbot. The no jump pop on target. Nonchalant as you like. 5-5. And that is, you know, kind of what I was expecting to see from Jbot, honestly. He does love to impress. He does love to... Yeah, there we go. So that was not exactly the counter I had in mind. He goes sideways instead of to the back corner, but it's a step in the right direction for Jbot.
Managed to avoid being hit. WondaMike didn't really even give it much of a look. Instead wants to go all the way to the other side. Players of this sort of mechanical ability, especially with the air dribbles, always able to just re-lift up the ball much later than you expected to. You start seeing the ball coming down, you think, all right, play's over. I can predict where that's going. No, they just keep it going and always seem to find top corner. Jbot already up. Goes for the first time shot, and WondaMike keeping these out well. These recoveries have got to stay on point, otherwise Jbot will be able to keep pressure going and maybe start stealing some boost off him.
Yeah, speaking about boost, this is a very boost-heavy series. Jbot getting a hit over 5k boost used in this match. WondaMike actually a lot more conservative, only at 3.5. You can see that cumulative total in the bottom left of your screen whenever we are on first-person POV with either of these players.
Off the backboard, Jbot takes it down again. Thought WondaMike might try and go for a turn challenge. 5 each, though. It looks like we've got another overtime coming our way, unless one of these players could break through. And it looks like it's going to be Jbot's to win. It's off target, though. And we do go to overtime.
Yeah, that was not a kind bounce for WondaMike. Right back to the far post, away from where he wanted it to be. Jbot in OT will get a chance to make any play he wants. He goes for the direct shot. WondaMike is there. And, you know, you got to highlight these positions. Jbot could have played for the wall there, didn't go for it, and now WondaMike sent a shot on target. Can Jbot reach it? He can't.
Now Jbot going to have his opportunity. 28 boost, so mechanical Wonder goal might not be there for him, but a flick to start setting up certainly is. Mike wants to try and cut in. It's now become a battle of the flicks. WondaMike tries to go underneath him, but Jbot will take it instead. And now he will break away. Jbot will secure game 1.
Huge play, huge win from Jbot. Comeback win in game 1. And also reading WondaMike perfectly on this play. WondaMike was faking a high pop on that second touch on the air dribble. Instead, he goes underneath. And Jbot was able to react, come down with him, and get the save. Phenomenal stuff by Jbot in game 1.
And what an interesting start here. compared to what we've had throughout the broadcast so far today. We have lost WondaMike.
Yeah, I just saw that right now. So what a post-game reaction that is. Can you believe that Jbot only managed to beat a chair by 1 goal? He's only
you know
one
what I want
of
to see? I want to see WondaMike just have the treadmill on during the games and just goes over to it, keep himself warm between the minute.
Did anybody tell WondaMike it was a best of 5? He might think he's lost the entire series.
I mean,
here. He's left.
He's maybe thinking this is a 12 Titans or something.
He's just off to commiserate. he's really upset that he threw away game 1. I'm sure he'll be back for the second game of this series. It's just as close as we'd hoped for, but Jbot, who I think is a favorite going into this, does clutch it and really not seen the full extent of Jbot's offensive arsenal just yet. So do keep a lookout for plenty of creativity in that department.
No, certainly not. And we did see on the one mechanical play that WondaMike did end up missing. He went for 3, I feel like, that were full-on all-ins. He scored 2 of them, but the one that he missed, the recovery, was not looking amazing on that one. If he is going to keep going for those sort of plays, that has to be as quick as possible.
And Jbot with a solid ground play to kick things off. Not the best finishing touch. In fact, gives the ball away to a fully boosted WondaMike. And thank goodness for WondaMike that he was fully boosted up, because he needed all the boost he had in order to get back and save the follow-up shot from Jbot. Now, potentially open net for WondaMike. Jbot will recover and turn it into a defended net. WondaMike better get back quick for this one. I don't think he's going to make it. Jbot scoops it in from deep inside his own half. Wall shot 1-0.
And it's not the first time today. We just get a shot on the wall that is so much more powerful than anybody could have anticipated.
Yeah, it's that perfect position, isn't it? It just scoops up, and it's always on target there, or at least it always seems to be on target.
It's much more impressive as well that Jbot is setting himself up for those sort of plays. Very difficult to get that touch right, where the timing can be there for you to just move on in. Oh, Jbot goes to the air. Reset secured. Goes for the wave dash shot. And he's nailed it. That is phenomenal.
Oh my. Reset secured. Uses it for a wave dash to switch which side he is on the ball. And I mean, how do you read that one? WondaMike saw the ball, saw the shot coming into the far post. Jbot just teleported right past it. That was one of the cleanest wave dash setups I have ever seen. Hold on, as WondaMike just dunked in his first goal. He should have it on the rebound. Oh, he's hit the post!
Now Jbot looks to break away. WondaMike already back. But Jbot starting off this series exactly how he wants. Not only playing well himself, but also the fact that WondaMike is misfiring on the chance that he did get. Goes for it again. There's not much to really work with this time around. He has to back down. Jbot, enough boost to go for the challenge. He's managed to come out on top as well. Minute and a half played. 2 goals to the better. That could be 3, though. Unless WondaMike can play his cards well here. Jbot setting up. Does he want to dive on in? Oh, Jbot seems to just be reaching into his mind. And he can't turn this one in. WondaMike, though, barely holding on.
Yeah, WondaMike is being forced to defend perfectly here. Jbot circling. Jbot in the hunt for that second, or the third goal, sorry. And he's going to get it. No denying Jbot. And, you know, phenomenal defense from WondaMike, yes, but Jbot had full control. He didn't mind. He was still the favorite to score in every single iteration of this attack.
And the variety of goals that we've seen Jbot score as well. There seems to be nowhere on the pitch that he is not lethal from. He's going to take it again. Another good position to play from. Try to bait WondaMike in, but a good fake challenge. An even better recovery means WondaMike can finally get out. But 2 minutes played. He doesn't got even on the board. He might even be down by another one if that bounce wasn't as kind to him as it ended up being. WondaMike, this is looking rough here. Oh my goodness.
How do you read this guy? He's got so many tricks up his sleeves. And WondaMike, 4-0 down. You know, it's really been the kickoff that's the issue for him overall. He can't get the ball off Jbot. Every time that Jbot wins a kickoff, he just holds onto the ball, takes shot after shot after shot, and WondaMike that never really gets an opportunity. Now there's the inverted half flip with the landing right in front of the ball. WondaMike is trying everything in his disposal to, you know, try and even out that kickoff disadvantage, and he has got one back. So maybe this is the start of something.
Yeah, Jbot looked at him. I feel like Jbot just expected maybe a fake challenge. Not entirely sure, but WondaMike did manage to catch him. He has got himself on the board. First time, despite the fact that we have now played half the game. And that kickoff again goes against him. Jbot can catch it. And immediately goes to the boost steal. That ball has come out directly to the side. He did steal the boost from as well. Jbot, it's just following the same graph every single time. And Jbot will happily do this for another 7 minutes.
Yeah, precision there from Jbot. And really showing quite a mastery of consistent offense. You'll notice that Jbot is shooting towards the near post top corner far more often than he shoots to the far post top corner. And there is a reason for that. Even though WondaMike is closer to the near post the majority of the time, Jbot knows that there's really no easy way for WondaMike to counterattack him if he shoots the ball into that position. If he shoots far post, counterattacks are going to happen off every single save, but there's nothing in the way of counterattacks happening here. It's just Jbot all out attack. WondaMike is crumbling.
Jbot just zoned in. Not even really levy that much criticism against WondaMike. It's just, what are you supposed to do? You know, unless you can get out from these kickoffs, which even when he does win them, he still gets Jbot just rushing down on him. Goes for something a bit different this time around. And it has worked. Decides to take his time for the shot, and it was the correct decision.
Yeah, I was wondering there. He didn't look confident with the finishing touch, but he had so much time. And that is, great play by WondaMike. Just a quick look behind him when that ball was about to bounce off the back wall, so he wouldn't have to guess how much time he's got for the finish. He knows exactly where Jbot was.
And he's to start making the most of this. There's another decent kickoff for him. Turns around, maybe first time shot. Instead, decides to catch. Jbot hiding behind the ball for a split second meant that WondaMike couldn't take any risks. And this corner, well, if it was K-Dop over here, we'd be a little bit more worried. If it's WondaMike over here, he seems to be able to recover just in time.
Yeah, these guys are really not making many mistakes when it comes to corner pressure. We've seen so many positions where Jbot turns a corner pressure into a goal, but oh dear, WondaMike has spotted him way out of position on this one. That was careless by Jbot. Just a very awkward touch out into the midfield that he had no chance to catch up to.
A glimmer of hope as well. Jbot seemed to be running away with this at 6-1. Looked like the sort of game that could maybe even be strong enough to start finishing off the series as WondaMike. Well, we asked for a change up on kickoffs. Using the rear end of the car is certainly that. Now over to the ceiling. Got the flip, and what a hit!
Oh!
And still kept out. What? It was almost too good. The crossbar coming to Jbot's aid. Oh my goodness. Oh no.
WondaMike. I do not believe it. Denied by the bar. Denied by the post. Jbot pulls the ball back from, I think it was 99.9% over the line. And he somehow manages to save it anyway. That's frustrating for WondaMike. He's done so well to start closing the gap here. But now Jbot's back in control.
And Jbot starts playing for a bit of time, realizes WondaMike's got to come looking for him. And that demo will finally be caught. WondaMike tried for it 2 times on either the back wall or the side wall. Now takes the flip reset, and this time the play will come off for him.
Beautiful. WondaMike from the ground. All he needed was that one touch. And look at the flick as well. Talk about perfection. Just getting it right over the challenge and straight under the bar. No, questions asked this time. No requests off the bar. Just letting the ball go straight in. Might be an idea for WondaMike on all of these plays.
Have 2 goals being the difference after it was just 5 goals a moment ago. WondaMike might have a look in at this game. Jbot again retreating. WondaMike again hunting. Manages to get at least a little bit of a trip up as he tries to take control of the possession. Even bait Jbot into that back corner. This is actually a lovely spot now for WondaMike to be in. Jbot can't keep it out.
What a read by WondaMike. The traditional or the common play when you control the ball in your back corner like that is to slow down and then wait to see where your opponent is before you attack. But WondaMike just turning around extremely quickly. He knew Jbot was close by, and he knew he could get him immediately on the back foot.
Now only 1, and WondaMike has got the kickoff he wants. Will he go for it off the wall? Of course he will. Yes. Over to the ceiling. Jbot waiting on the backboard. WondaMike takes his opportunity. 5 goals down, and now it's 6 each.
Oh, what a comeback by WondaMike. He delays the ceiling shot, and as soon as Jbot commits, that's when he pulls the trigger. 6 apiece, and there's still time left.
WondaMike can pull off one of the best comebacks we have seen. Certainly the best comeback we have seen so far in the brief history of SMUG. Off the backboard, Jbot, does he want to go for it?
Oh, he is.
Kept the ball up high. He's got a decent boost advantage, but WondaMike will just guide it on its way down. Another overtime.
And Jbot was clutching the last one, but kickoffs have swung in WondaMike's favor. He's playing the ball here instead of the corner boost steal. Jbot gets it, and the ball is firmly under his control. WondaMike in a really rough position here. No boost left for him. Can he get the save? I think he will, but this is still so dangerous. Blind jump over Jbot's demo. WondaMike just reading every move that Jbot makes, but does that matter when Jbot has almost 100-0 boost advantage?
Jbot realizes that keeping the ball close at least gave WondaMike a chance to get a huge challenge. Now they're both up to 100 boost each. Jbot looks to try and take it. WondaMike still on the verge of a huge comeback victory. Might try looking for Jbot on the ball. He did manage to get him a little bit, but Jbot's timing just off for him enough that he was able to avoid being demoed.
Yeah, and Jbot just got a pit maneuver onto WondaMike, who was looking for another ceiling shot in that position. Jbot dodges WondaMike's demo, but WondaMike picked up the 100 boost in the meantime. A real close, tense back and forth here in OTE. 50-50 goes pretty even. WondaMike is backwards, so he shouldn't be able to get a goal out of this. Jbot is there for the save.
Shadow defense from WondaMike. Will be Jbot having the opportunity. He looks for him, and Jbot stamps the deny stamp on the comeback. WondaMike was valiant, but not quite good enough.
What a touch by Jbot. He was playing for the air dribble bump, but then when he realized WondaMike was staying away from him, he got such a heavy last touch on the play, and that really made it impossible for WondaMike to get any touch on it that would be significant. Another overtime win for Jbot. He has just been clutch. And WondaMike,
where is he going?
He's left again. He's taking breaks to stand up and breathe. I think Jbot's looking pretty shocked at his own ability here. He looks pretty terrified of his overtime skill level.
Well, WondaMike is... We got to find out what he is doing between games. Maybe it's such a sweaty series. We checked to see, well, we couldn't check last time, but maybe he's changing shirts.
No, that would be something. We don't have a sweat monitor. We might get that for one of the future productions. Heart rate monitor would also be pretty interesting.
Heart rate monitor would be amazing for once.
What a goal Jbot did score this game, though. You know, there's so many crazy goals happen this game that I almost forgot about the wave dash off a flip reset. Unreal. And, you know, it's been mostly WondaMike with the flashy plays, but I think Jbot's wave dash goal there might be the best of the day so far.
Well, if you guys disagree or agree, be sure to give us a shout, #SMUG. Love to hear from you all as to what has been a phenomenal first day so far. WondaMike, he'll have a little bit of momentum coming into this series, but he has now got to reverse sweep a very game Jbot. I almost got for a whole broadcast.
Yeah, Jbot's going to be so happy that you've said that. He's got his clip. He's managed to...
Don't put that one out of context.
He's managed to feature in the broadcast that he's not even here for. Yeah, he's a big Jbot fan, so I'm sure he'll be especially happy to hear that misspeak from you there, but... Yeah, what a day we've got ahead of us still. You know, the remainder of Jbot, WondaMike, we've got Ixo versus Dead Monster immediately afterwards, and then the main event, Very Peak Jorias, Goldmine quarterfinal rematch between two of the absolute best in the world. Yeah, before we can get to those, WondaMike's got to stop Jbot from sweeping him. We thought this would be close, but Jbot just proven to be such a tough one to stop.
Jbot able to air dribble into a sweeping challenge across the face of goal. It's pretty ridiculous what these players are capable of. Go to the air yet again. He should still have the flick if he wanted it. Instead decided to go for the low challenge. Didn't catch the second shot enough though. And Jbot will realize that that was a mechanical misplay. WondaMike takes his time. Yeah, just get a little bit of extra time off the clock.
Oh, you'll love to see it. You know, there's so many different ways to style on your opponent in ones. This is probably the most dangerous one to go for, because how embarrassing it can be.
WondaMike wasn't taking any risks with that. He took the shot as he was crossing the halfway line.
Yeah, he didn't really wait very long at all. But, you know, forcing Jbot to do his bidding there, forcing Jbot to come back is, you know, somewhat of a mental victory. Jbot playing off the wall, and he didn't have to go for the wall play here. He has done so. WondaMike reads the reset shot, and that's somewhat of a counter-attack on an open net here. Hook shot is just off target, but the rebound's not. 3-1, WondaMike with a great near post read.
Yeah, my goodness, that's not a play we typically see players read. It's usually, all right, it's off target. Where's it going? WondaMike had the read absolutely on point. And he's now got himself a 2-goal lead in a game that, well, sort of is must win. As he's another 3.
Oh, there it is. He just doesn't quite have it.
He's almost there.
Yeah, he doesn't quite have it. I mean, the tricky part is, in order to see the half-flip kickoff, you have to be really paying close attention, because the earlier you notice it, the more momentum you can conserve on the turnaround, and that really helps you get the ball to safety and get away from the demo from behind that is always going to be incoming in those positions. But Jbot hasn't spotted him early, and I think a lot of credit has to be given to WondaMike for that, because he's not gone for those half-flip kickoffs too often. He's just mixing them in whenever Jbot's not expecting him. WondaMike just missed a boost steal. Don't know if Jbot realized how slow his recovery was going to be. But look at this shot. Jbot with a monstrous half volley. WondaMike was in position, but it just didn't matter.
So that is. Waited for it to start on the bounce down. Just levered it. That was no chance. Absolutely no chance for the defender.
Beautiful. I mean, WondaMike, like I said, he was in the shadowing position. He was ready to defend the shot. But obviously not ready to defend a shot that came in that quickly. Jbot gets dunked on. WondaMike faking an air dribble up high, goes low, and gets his 2-goal lead back.
Love that. Sets up Jbot. And it seems like WondaMike, once he actually is in the air, he is setting up Jbot for whatever he wants. The resets in the last game, this time a couple of blocks. This is going to be a big question. Jbot, he's not going to go for that. We do see a lot of players when they get that sort of kickoff win. It's ball boost and up to the wall to see what you can pull off. Jbot has not been pulling the trigger for that sort of play throughout the entire series, despite the fact that I feel like we were expecting him to do so.
Yeah, Jbot, he's really been holding back on the wall plays. And that may be just a recent thing. Perhaps in his warm-up and his practice for this match, he wasn't scoring as many of his aerial plays as he wants to, so he's toning it down a little bit. But I really do think it might just be respect to WondaMike's aerial defense, because WondaMike is pretty scary. He's very, very fast at attacking the ball when you decide to go for an aerial play against him. So that could also be the reason. Jbot, he knows what he's up against, and he knows WondaMike's strengths.
Another good kickoff for WondaMike. Maybe the recovery not quite as good as he wanted, but still with Jbot on no boost whatsoever. This is becoming a lot more of a statement here for WondaMike. That's what he needs as well. If you are going to go and make this reverse sweep happen, you need to do it convincingly in at least one of the games. Start putting that doubt into Jbot's mind.
Yeah, this is also impressive for WondaMike. I think the clean game is suiting him a lot better than the previous ones were when he was getting boost starved a ton. He didn't look like he could compete with Jbot, who's maybe been a bit smarter in those awkward positions. That, however, there from Jbot, nothing intelligent about that, and leaving the ball completely to bounce off the side wall in favor of the big boost. It just lured him in, and unfortunately WondaMike was able to score while he was away.
Look, anyone that will go for boost over ball, I consider a true gamer. All right? Jbot didn't quite get the reset there, I don't think, but he has caught WondaMike.
That was, I don't think we've seen a demo yet this game. We can see we are tracking those in the bottom left corner, but that, may as well have been a demo. There is no way that WondaMike could get back to that ball.
Now with 2 minutes 14 left, despite how good WondaMike has been, 4 goals more than possible in that amount of time. Jbot's kickoff looking a little bit better here. He's managed to pick up the 100 boost. This is how he was looking so good in game 2. WondaMike tries to put early pressure on, and that is good. Realized that Jbot was looking to try and lock him into his own side of the field. Would not allow it to happen. Now it's going to be on the transition. Jbot hasn't got much angle. He tries to open up a little bit to the far side. WondaMike keeps it out. But that back corner boost doesn't belong to him right now. That's a huge amount of power, given that Jbot hit that with the side of his car.
Yeah, Jbot back into the consistent shot mode. However, with a 4-goal lead, WondaMike won't be as upset about it on this occasion. And Jbot's fired wide, I believe high as well there. This is something we saw earlier from Jbot. It's a great success. it's always fun to be attacking constantly when you're winning, but when you're down by 4, the constant offense is maybe not what you're looking for. You'd rather have like immediate goals. WondaMike gets one off a pretty nice air dribble.
Yeah, the context of that particular style of play changes an awful lot, given how the game is currently looking. 5-goal lead back for WondaMike, but he hasn't got the kickoff. Again, Jbot able to win it.
Oh, look at that.
All right, yeah, good luck. That's all I say. If you're a defender against that, good luck. And WondaMike is going to give him a nice shot for it.
Yeah, remind me again, what is this, 1v1 or 3v3? Look at the confidence of Jbot going up for a rebound on a defended net, no less. That was quite some placement. And zero toxicity coming in from the quick chat here. We saw plenty of that earlier on. I think maybe Sunless and Athena have drained the toxic quick chat supply for today, because it's been all wholesome between Jbot and WondaMike, at least in the quick chat, not so much on the field.
WondaMike up to the air yet again. Ready off the pinch. Not gonna might work out for him. And if WondaMike can take this one, it will continue our streak of no sweeps so far today, Johnny. With a 3-1, 3-1, and a game 5. So hopefully we can keep this going.
It has been very close across the board. Flip reset for Jbot, goes in. And there's still plenty time left for 3 goals in a 1v1, especially when Jbot has had chain kickoff possessions for the last couple.
Look, I'm not being biased here, Jbot, but come on, let me have my stat. Okay, you're not allowed to just come on in afterwards, score 4 goals, and take it away from us.
He's been clutch, you know, he's won both overtime so far, so WondaMike better be on his best behavior, and I'll tell you what, that's not best behavior. He's just given Jbot an open net. What on earth is WondaMike thinking?
Uh-oh.
Oh, it was just too tempting.
WondaMike, buddy. Let's not do that again.
I don't know about that one. That could be a $750 throw right there. Winner taking 1,000, loser taking 250 for all of the SMUG matches tonight. Can WondaMike win a kickoff? Yes, he can. Okay. Is he going to go for another aerial play when he's 2 goals up?
Hoard it like a dragon.
Look at him. He's just going for all-out aggression. Pinches the stealing shot in. I'll tell you what, WondaMike has got some confidence after the failed attempt on the last one. He still goes for it with a pinch. That is outrageous.
Sure.
Okay, fair enough.
A rare occasion where I'm just speechless. I'm speechless that he even went for it. Especially after how the last one went. Let alone pulls off something as outrageous as that.
The crazy thing to me is that he didn't even reveal his hand until so late in the play. He made it look as if he was hitting the ball early, then he backed off and made it look like he's not hitting it at all. And then out of nowhere, this shot comes like flying on net. Jbot had no time to react. So just like earlier, we will not have a sweep. It is going to be at least 1 game for both players. Jbot's still on that double match point, but easily the best game we've seen so far from WondaMike, right up until the moment where he, hit the great pass to Jbot for 8-6.
He just seems to be transitioning from play to play much better in this game. Don't quite know if it's just sort of pressure is off now. Game has definitely been won for him. Or if not, he'll be able to do it when the game is back to being tight and the pressure is back on. But still, encouraging signs for WondaMike. And the first game that we've had that didn't require an overtime. As WondaMike, is he? Yeah, he's off.
Yeah.
Right, bye, WondaMike.
I was wondering if that was just a thing that he does when he loses. Maybe. But no, clearly he's just a very stretch your legs kind of guy. I think it's a good thing to do when you lose, especially in 1v1, is just to get up and, take a breather before getting right back into the next game. But yeah, he's getting up after every single game apparently. Jbot not looking too happy with himself, it must be said.
I mean, it's a good thing as well to prevent tilt as well. If you can just take your eyes off the game for a little bit, just reset, realize, all right, there's other things happening around you. And for WondaMike, it has worked. Game 3 was really, really good. Now, can he replicate that for 2 more games is the question. Game 4 on the way shortly. We'll be adding to the 3-1s that we've had today. Or we're going to get our second game 5 in a row. It's only these two players that know the answer to that question. And WondaMike starting off well off the kickoff. Jbot recovers just in time.
Yeah, WondaMike was reading a connection there from Jbot on the pre-flip. That's why he didn't commit to the uncontested kickoff shot. Just the fact that Jbot was in the area was enough to convince WondaMike not to go for the ball. Look at this. So WondaMike always preferring to go for that wall. And this is so scary for Jbot. Double touch from WondaMike off the post. Jbot secures the back corner base.
Jbot seeing if WondaMike doesn't want to go for the turn challenge. At that point, play is now unavailable for him if he does want to go for it. WondaMike takes to the air. Wants to try and stay as positive as he can do. And WondaMike, he missed a couple of these earlier. He's not missing any anymore.
Yeah, it's really, really tough to read him. He's so good at mixing up his air dribble plays. We've seen, you know, 1 or 2 air dribble bumps in this series. We've seen mostly just high air dribbles, but now a low one as well. Let's see if Jbot can make up for it. Yes, he can. 1-1 in game 4. The series score is 2-1, guys. The overlay will be updated shortly, I'm sure.
Back to the kickoffs. Jbot having a lot of success with these earlier on in the series. Become more contested as we've gone along. WondaMike now on his way back.
Oh,
not a good bounce though for him, and it almost opened up a spot for Jbot.
Yeah, you didn't read that bounce at all. It just kicked right off the wall. And Jbot was there. Jbot's, you know, he's aware that WondaMike's playing for the wall here, but there's really nothing he can do about it. Another reset for WondaMike. I think he must have missed it because he didn't flip into that ball when he really could have. Oh, Jbot again wins the race to the corner boost. WondaMike didn't quite have enough boost to wrap himself around that airball shot.
Jbot has to go so awkwardly up the wall just to avoid the potential demo. Like the adaptations once WondaMike knows that he can't quite reach it, but a good catch. Now turns round and almost caught Jbot pre-jumping, and he will get the follow-up.
You know, the crazy thing is, even on a tie game, I was expecting WondaMike to mind game this open net, just because why not? That's the kind of play that he's been showing us today. It's a good idea for him that he didn't, though, because Jbot was just going for any touch on it that he could. WondaMike looking pretty good here. The pendulum has definitely swung strongly in his favor, and that was after a couple of very close games to start off the series, which Jbot was able to come out on top in.
Oh, Jbot tried to follow him, and he started to realize that the field is as big as WondaMike wants to make it. I mean, fair play, Jbot. He wanted to be proactive, but yeah, WondaMike's not having any of that.
Well, see, you know, a lot of people might take a look at that defense from Jbot and think, well, that was a bit silly, wasn't it? How on earth is he supposed to land on the ball or, you know, land a challenge with a ceiling play? But really, when you're up against WondaMike, your chances of success for reading and defending his ceiling plays is so low that you might as well go early and just give yourself half a chance. WondaMike has really just stepped up under pressure here, started to produce such consistent ceiling plays. There was that one at the end of the last game that he missed, but apart from that, it's just been pure brilliance off the ceiling.
And staying on the point as well of that. Oh, wait a second. Jbot and WondaMike both gone, and that ball is getting awfully close, but we'll stay out. But staying on the topic as well, on the ceiling challenges for Jbot, we've already seen now what WondaMike can do when he gets his first choice play. Yeah. Jbot doesn't want that anymore. Just put some pressure on him. Even if it doesn't mean that you can get the first time challenge, at least you're forcing WondaMike to try and think of more of it on the fly.
Okay.
Jbot has got us within one. It's just a very solid challenge. He managed to get WondaMike to move.
Yeah, smart. I mean, earlier on in the series, we saw air dribble bumps from Jbot, and now he's backed up and gone for an air dribble dunk, which is something WondaMike had success with earlier in the series. Both players really digging deep into their offensive repertoire here, trying to surprise each other with every attack.
Oh, wow, what a... Oh, he's missed it! Oh, no! Jbot did the hard work, and WondaMike will have an easy goal.
Oh, it was so smart as well. He totally had the play figured out. WondaMike had no idea that Jbot was passing to himself off the back wall. Unfortunately, Jbot rushed the shot, and not only did he miss, but he hit the post flush. That wasn't an inside of the post shot. That hit the post flat, and it was straight down the middle to the other end of the field.
That is heartbreaking if you're Jbot.
Oh, yeah.
That's not one you get to go for too many more times. That is the one that you pull out once every 2 weeks or so. Doesn't get the goal for it. Off the wall now. WondaMike wants to add another one to his tally. WondaMike as well. He's not turn challenging all that much. He is allowing Jbot to play what he wants to.
Oh, wow.
And it's off the crossbar. And yeah, Jbot's got a much healthier relationship with the crossbar than WondaMike has had.
WondaMike attempting an in and out save, but look at that from Jbot. Changing the ball's direction laterally that's brilliant to do against a player who's already committed to the in and out save, because it's very difficult to jump out to the side on those plays. Once you've committed to one direction, you're kind of locked in. So that's just a really smart play by Jbot, executed to perfection. And check this out. Is this a 2v1? Jbot teaming up with a bar to take down WondaMike? Because that's the second time in a row that he's hit the shot perfectly.
So we had Jbot hitting crossbar twice, and it bounces straight where he wants it. I think we've already seen WondaMike hit the post once, and it comes out straight where he wants it. Maybe a weird 2v2 happening here, but still, so far, I would definitely say Jbot's teammate has been more effective. Oh, what a save! I thought Jbot was caught.
Yeah, what a reflex. He had to react to that one as well, because WondaMike hadn't really revealed what he was playing for. Look at the placement again from Jbot. Gets the boost steal as a reward. WondaMike threatens the direct shot, and that'll level out the boost disadvantage. Not the best first jump off the wall here by WondaMike. He's going to need to just salvage this as best as he can. 50-50 is what he's looking for. Jbot doesn't give it to him, but actually WondaMike will score in the chaos that ensues.
Yeah, Jbot expecting the first time shot, and everything after the fact just threw him off. He didn't quite know what to make of it. Sometimes playing less cleanly and less efficiency is the best way to throw a top player off. Indeed,
and with only 55 seconds remaining, WondaMike in front once again. A bit closer than the last game, but as long as he can avoid overtime, then he should be fine. That's really been the method for him today. Oh wow, Jbot's going to be pretty upset about that one. But he did bump WondaMike on the back wall, but WondaMike landed immediately afterwards, so it's almost as if the bump did nothing.
That was the anger demo that followed it. Oh, low challenge from Jbot, but he didn't set it up quick enough.
Wow.
WondaMike. That was fearless.
Yeah, he just got crushed, and this is a change-up from WondaMike. He's decided at the end of the game here to play as aggressively as possible. Notice that he snuck up right behind the ball there, so Jbot wasn't sure exactly what was coming his way until it was too late, but stylistically that's not what WondaMike's been doing all series. He has for the most part been backing off and defending reactively, so for him to do that with a 1-goal lead, definitely not what Jbot was expecting. Brilliant mix-up in defense from WondaMike.
Jbot now needs 2. He's got to score this as quickly as possible and get something off the kickoff, and WondaMike is going to give him the chance for it. Goes for the flick, WondaMike shuts it down. Game 5 beckons. WondaMike on the verge or a reverse sweep. And given what we saw in games 1 and 2, Johnny, and just how good Jbot was looking, didn't expect this.
Yeah, this is crazy. Well, as long as it doesn't go to OT, WondaMike doesn't have any problems, it would seem. But this is where it gets interesting. WondaMike, will he get up? He has got up again. Okay,
yeah, so every time is just a routine now.
Four times out of 5, he's gotten up between the games. When Jbot watches this back, you might be thinking, hold on, there's one thing that WondaMike is doing that I'm not doing, and that is stretching your legs between games. Maybe he's going to employ this strategy in the future. We've got a variety of strats, of course, to relieve the tension for 1v1. Jesse, obviously, who was on earlier against K-Dop, he prefers the smash, at the just merciless smash of his desk. WondaMike just gets up and, takes a few deep breaths, gets away from his chair for a little bit. Jbot just has a staring contest with his monitor. It's, we got lots of different styles on show today.
I like to think that Jbot visualizes. Just looks at the next few plays. He's already planning out the next 5 freestyles that he's going to do in midair.
Yeah, it could be. This is it, though.
Yeah.
Game 5, ace match. Jbot took the first 2. Clutch 2 overtimes in a row. Since then, WondaMike has really turned this around, and he's got an early goal here. Unless Jbot can recover, I don't think he's going to make it, though. The ball is bouncing painfully on target. Oh, he's actually going to get there. It was so slow that Jbot was able to recover despite being way out of the game.
So still 0-0. Jbot want to challenge. He's faked him out. And we've seen Jbot score some bangers. This one doesn't have to be.
Mind games in Game 5. Always such a huge part to, getting the momentum on your side. That's a really big win for Jbot, who has been at WondaMike's mercy for most of the past 10 minutes of gameplay. Just watching WondaMike fly off the wall, fly off the ceiling, and just really hope that WondaMike misses. WondaMike's not going to miss this one. Had a little bit of boost left over from the kickoff and slams it into the open net.
Jbot still had 28 to his name, but the landing was just so bad for him. Looking exactly the opposite direction. Lost the majority of the momentum that his car had. It's a bit of a better one this time for him. He can now start to retreat to his own back corner. Or will he? Managed to bait WondaMike in. Now looks to try and maybe cut over the side. Now 12 boost. Good flick and an even better save.
Yeah, he just got a little tap onto that ball as it was just passing him by. Now WondaMike waiting to see what kind of bounce he's got to play with. It's a good one, but not the best first touch. Lands quite effectively to keep the play alive, but Jbot was super patient while he waited to find out what was coming his way. No rush, no panic, and WondaMike has to try again.
Looks for top corner, and he's got him.
Yeah, what a shot. Look at the power by WondaMike. He didn't need much of a run-up on this. Just a small acceleration into the ball off a full volley. High on the bounce, and Jbot unable to react.
Not for the first time either. Jbot getting himself a little bit stuck on that transition back. Take his time. So it seemed like the faster the pace, Jbot seems to feel just that much more comfortable. But whenever things slow down and get more sloppy, Jbot hasn't really found his own feet on it as WondaMike blasts it downfield. Jbot can't quite react to it. Now WondaMike just backs down in his own play.
Jbot was just trying to
boost.
Jbot was just trying to absorb these plays. I think he's done well here. Look at that. From a boost disadvantage, Jbot still able to get the goal. And, in terms of what he was able to do in these plays with the limited boost he had at his disposal, I think that is easily the best result he could have hoped for. WondaMike was, I think, the favorite to score. But Jbot saw the challenge coming. Something that got him in trouble late in the last game, actually. Now, has he spotted this early as well? He has. So the longer we go on into this series, it does look like Jbot is getting better and better at defending the half-flip kickoff in the diagonal spawn.
Big hit this time around. Jbot able to read just how powerful it was going to be, something that has eluded him on occasion. He's trying to set up the challenge for the 100 boost, but yeah, Jbot's not having any of that. Now he's got himself his own opportunity to try and play it. Early flick. WondaMike wasn't really even faking a challenge that time around. It was just a bit of a misplay there from Jbot. Sticking around, though. Here we go. First big aerial play of the game so far. What has WondaMike got? He's got a bit of a fake out for us. And Jbot hands it straight back over.
Oh, poor Jbot. It's just so hard for him to read what on earth is coming his way. He thought the shot would be high, pre-jumps, and to his dismay realizes it's just a low shot straight at him. And his pre-jump has turned into a pass straight at WondaMike at the edge of the box. 3-2. Low scoring game 5. But once again, for the third game in a row, it is WondaMike with the advantage. Jbot nowhere near as effective in establishing possession as he was in games 1 and 2.
WondaMike's shot not as powerful as he was after, but still putting pressure on over in the corner. Jbot hasn't actually managed to get a hold of this. WondaMike needed a very specific style of challenge to get anything from this, and he got it.
That's so smart. With the first 50-50, both players jumped into the ball. The second one, Jbot flipped, WondaMike just jumped and got his car right behind it. That's what's enabled him to recover the faster of the two players and also to control the way the ball was going to bounce out from the 50-50.
So, WondaMike able to establish himself a 2-goal lead. Jbot gets rid of him for the time being. And he just needs to get something going his way now. This time the low challenge does work. The earlier one did not. This one is going to get him with half the play done. And he has one more goal that he has to get.
That's a scary prospect now for WondaMike. The fact that Jbot just got a low 50-50 past him will make him a lot less likely to just put his head down and charge the next dribbling play. That'll buy Jbot the time that he's been looking for all game. And he might get it right here. That ball's not really one he wants to play off the wall. Actually, it is, and it's off the bar. Oh, that was so close by Jbot. I thought he would take his time, but will he regret the rush? WondaMike with a couple of shots now to try and get that 2-goal lead back in his control.
Right back to the air yet again. Can Jbot read what he's going to do? WondaMike's second touch, taking the ball a bit further away from him. Would have preferred to find the challenge.
Oh boy.
Oh, he's gone all in for it, and it's not a good touch at all. WondaMike doesn't want to take the first time shot. Instead, will guide the ball into the net. Very disciplined play from WondaMike, and Jbot. You wonder why he did that.
Well, he was just way off with his back wall read. He thought the ball would bounce down a bit lower, and that would obviously allow him to hit a shot on net that WondaMike would have to commit into the air to save, thus slowing down the counter-attack. But there was also an element of surprise there. WondaMike had the boost advantage, so he probably didn't expect Jbot to go for a rebound. That's what Jbot is hoping for, and WondaMike wouldn't read him. Oh my goodness, another low boost play by Jbot. This is phenomenal. How to score with no boost at your disposal. How to keep a play alive. WondaMike must be scratching his head.
I feel like we're looking at the plays from Jbot, and they remind me a lot of the sort of approach that we saw Jesse take in the last one, but he's performing the play better. Yeah. Jesse was sort of diving on in, not getting any good results. Here we go again with the read. And WondaMike will just fake him out a second time to try and take control of the ball. Not a great shot, but 100 boost secured now for WondaMike.
Yeah, WondaMike said he's had so much work done for him this series by that half-flip kickoff on the diagonal spawn. It's been perfect at preventing Jbot from establishing himself immediately after the kickoff happens. Jbot usually reacts to it now by slowing down, hitting the brakes, when really I think he should be trying to keep his momentum. The ball's got plenty of momentum now, though, and that will be a tie game. Jbot saw the challenge coming, pops it over WondaMike, and he does equalize even after a strong kickoff from WondaMike.
So 5 each with 44 seconds left. Quick reminder that Jbot is 2-0 in overtimes if we get there yet again. WondaMike taking both of his games in regulation. Now it's going to be a race for the boost, and Jbot has won it. His path to goal is a little bit more awkward than WondaMike's was, but he has got a good bit of angle. Goes for the first time shot, and I get a couple of different options there for him. Still tries to find an awkward angle shot. WondaMike was waiting there for it. Now to the other side of the field. Can he catch Jbot out? It's a monster flick off the post.
Well, both players extremely close to scoring. Neither players do score. Still a tie, still a chance for it to end before OT. WondaMike coming forward, but he overhits the touch off the wall. Jbot might get the last chance before 0 seconds.
Oh, he takes it down as well. WondaMike was already on the wall. The challenge will not go Jbot's way. So, can he make it 3 for 3, or will WondaMike take it in a reverse sweep?
Well, WondaMike's got a huge play set up here. That is the perfect ball off the kickoff. He's got his flip now. Can Jbot read him? Yes, he can! What a time to read WondaMike to perfection, and Jbot will win by defending a WondaMike aerial play. The one thing that has been unstoppable all day has just been stopped.
And what a time to do it. Jbot takes all of the overtimes, and he will take $1,000 as the series winner. What a series that was, Johnny. WondaMike looking a little bit disappointed, but I don't think he should do. That was a fantastic series.
Yeah, the fact that WondaMike was able to come back here just tells you all you need to know about him. Never giving up on this series, even though everything seemed to be going against him early on. 2 overtime losses in games 1 and 2. But Jbot just saved one of his aerial plays. A rare occurrence. WondaMike's not used to having his aerial plays saved. But it was just that defense of Jbot that leveled up as we got into game 5. And yeah, clutching the win there. Two game 5 series in a row. And the funny thing is, I think the one that we've got coming up after the break, I do predict to go to game 5. So we could be in for a long day.
Certainly do. When we come back from break, we are going to be heading into 2 European series in a row, starting off with our penultimate series, Dead Monster versus Ixo.